the industry. So the industry, or we can say there is only one firm, and that firm is called industry as well. And we'll discuss the price and output determination under monopoly market. So you may say, if there it is a normal question coming to your mind, that if there is a single seller, only one seller in the market or one producer in the market, then it can decide any price, or it can charge any price as it likes, or it may produce any output, and it may gain always, or it may incur or earn profit always. But this is not the case in case of monopoly market or by a single seller, because we know earlier that under monopoly market, or the monopolist's aim is to maximize sales, and when a seller or a producer wants to maximize sales, it has to sell the additional products at a lower price. So when it sell the commodities at lower price, it may incur losses. So under monopoly, three possibilities are there. The firm may incur normal profit, may earn supernormal profit, or it may incur losses. Are you getting the point?
Yes.
So our idea is,
yes, sir. Yes, sir.
monopoly market, single seller, so it can earn only profit. But we'll show three situations, three circumstances, or three cases. It may incur profit, it may incur normal profit, it may incur losses. So we'll discuss all the three. And what is the equilibrium condition? The marginal condition, it is same as the perfect competition. The equilibrium condition of perfect competition is that marginal cost should be equal to marginal revenue, and marginal cost curve must cost the marginal revenue curve from below. If we go to previous slide, we know marginal cost should be equal to marginal revenue. MC equal to MR. This is the equilibrium condition. And equilibrium reaches at point this. And we are drawing the average cost curve in order to know whether the firm is earning profit or incurring losses. So under monopoly, we have already discussed in the previous class that the shape of demand curve or average revenue and marginal revenue curve are downward slope, whereas under perfect competition, it is horizontal. So today we'll analyze the equilibrium of the monopoly firm or monopolist by using this diagram: downward sloping marginal revenue and average revenue curve. Are you getting my point?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I already put equilibrium condition saman. Marginal cost equal to marginal revenue, and the marginal cost curve must cut the marginal revenue curve from below. Okay. So at what situation a firm will get normal profit, where average cost equal to price, and to get supernormal profit, is average cost is greater than price, and it incur losses if cost is greater than price. Your average revenue or AR is nothing but price. I'm already last class. So we'll go one by one. A diagram, the diagrams are not difficult, but only practice or revision, you will be acquainted with these figures. And if you draw more diagrams and perfect diagrams, there's a high possibility that you will get good marks or very good marks. Without diagrams, the teachers will not give you good marks. So first we go to price and output determination under monopoly, under short run. So we'll discuss the equilibrium of the monopoly firm or industry under both short run as well as long run. So under short run, the same equilibrium conditions, marginal cost equal to marginal revenue. By seeing this diagram, you tell me at what point marginal cost equal to marginal revenue.
Sir,
At
At
E,
point
sir.
E.
sir.
Very good, very good. So this is the marginal revenue curve, downward sloping, and marginal cost curve is upward sloping, and they intersect at point E. Now from E, you draw a perpendicular to x-axis as well as to AR curve, that is average revenue curve. So at what point of perpendicular you touch the average revenue curve?
C.
C. That determines price of the commodity. And at what point the perpendicular touches the x-axis?
Yes.
Sir.
Which point?
Yes, sir.
Q1. Q1.
Q1.
Yes.
So what this axis measures what?
Output.
Very good. So
Out.
that is the determination output. What is our question? You check price and output determination under monopoly. So through this equilibrium, we determine the price and output. Are you getting my point?
Yes, sir.
These are very, very simple. Able understanding darkar. Now, if I able, this is the question. Determine price and output. You have to draw the diagram in a correct manner so that you can show easily. So I am repeating. The equilibrium condition is marginal revenue equal to marginal cost. Okay. And that determines price as Q1C. Am I right? What amount of price?
Q1.
Q1C.
Yes.
Because Q1C equal to what?
Q1
Equal to
equal to, sorry.
Price.
I see.
OA.
Price per-
OA. Very good. So this OA is what?
Price.
Price.
Price. Because y-axis measures price and x-axis measures output. So when we draw this perpendicular, the total distance is nothing but we'll measure this Q1C in y-axis. So we'll get OA. It will draw a horizontal line. So OA is the price of the commodity, or Q1C is the price of the commodity. Then what the output? OQ1. Now, next question is, when you determine the price, it will come to your mind that what is the profit? So what is the formula for profit? You tell me.
Sales minus cost.
Price cost.
Price minus cost. I mean,
Okay.
correct.
Okay.
What you are saying right.
Yes,
But
sir.
we have already discussed price minus cost equal to.
Correct, sir.
Yes.
Correct.
Yes, yes.
Now, I mean, तुम्हें यदि लिखियो sales price किस उसपे नहीं.
Okay.
It's not a problem. But as we are discussing cost and price term or average revenue or cost, we can use that word. It's not a problem.
Okay. Sir.
Better. So now in order to know what is the cost, we have to introduce the average cost curve. Are you getting?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Now,
Yes.
if average cost curve will be below the price, this is Q1C, that is the price. If cost will be greater than Q1C, then we'll draw a average cost above this line. But if we want to show there is profit, what will do? The average cost curve should be below this AR
Below
curve,
this year.
right? So
Yes,
now you draw an average cost curve, which is U shape, almost U shape. Now this, it will cause the perpendicular at point D. That means what the amount of cost?
Was it OB?
No, yes, OB. Or
Q1D.
Q1D. So
Sure.
better you have to analyze it from this point. So cost price is measured in y-axis. From this perpendicular, we can know what is the price and what is the cost. So OB is the cost and O is the price. So what is the profit?
B.
AB.
AB. Yes. sir.
Or CD?
Serious.
Then why you are coloring this box ABDC? Because it is total profit. If we sell OQ1 output, then we will get this much profit. If we sell one, then we will get this amount of profit. So what is the total profit? Total cost. Are you getting my point? Listen carefully. You are all
Yes.
correct. Understanding the mistake now. You are getting well. So what is the total revenue earned by the monopolist? Total revenue.
OA.
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 No. price into quantity. ମୁଁ
Price.
କହିବି ଆପଣ କେତେ ଟଙ୍କା ଇନକମ୍ କଲେ ଆପଣ କଣ କହିବେ
ଆଚ୍ଛା,
ପ୍ରାଇସ୍
ଆଚ୍ଛା,
କେତେ
ତାର-
ଇଣ୍ଟୁ କେତେ ସେଲ୍ କଲେ
O A
So how-
QC
O Q1 C A.
Q1
This is the quantity, this is the
And this
price.
is
If you
price.
multiply, which area will get?
will be
OA
price.
CQ1. Are you getting?
Okay,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
What about it? Go.
हाँ sir,
Yes,
हाँ.
sir. Yes, sir.
Very good. Now, what is the cost? OB. Then what is the cost of producing this commodity? OQ quantity into OB cost.
Okay,
What is
sir.
the total cost? OBD Q1.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So OBD Q1. This is the cost, this area, white area. And what is the revenue? OAC Q1.
Q1.
Revenue
OAC
minus cost.
हाँ.
We'll get ABDC. Okay.
Every
Yes,
six
sir.
months. ठीक है sir.
Is it clear?
No, sir.
Thank you. So this area is supernormal product. Now we'll go to next. This सब समान. Okay. So if the cost will be equal to price, what will happen? How much profit?
No cost. So no loss. Loss. No
Break
profit.
No
even
loss,
point.
no profit.
Break even.
Yes.
Break even. Okay, this is the situation. This is called normal profit. Break even doesn't show any profit or loss. Okay, so we can say the farm is getting normal profit. Okay, so now I'll go to the previous diagram so that you can easily understand. If this average cost, if cost will increase, this average, is it visible?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
yes.
Yes. If cost will increase, this average cost will gradually shift upward.
Yes, sir.
Okay, now cost is Q1D, now it will increase, then this cost will be equal to Q1C. If we shift this average cost curve, the average cost curve will intersect at the point C. The same diagram is shown in the next figure. Okay,
Yes, sir.
so now same equilibrium conditions, marginal cost equal to marginal revenue, and equilibrium reached at point E. Now we'll draw a perpendicular to average revenue curve and to the x-axis which measures output. Now here we see average cost or price equal to MR. Now in order to know the profit, we have to draw an average cost curve. Now if it is tangent the average revenue curve at point R, then average revenue equal to cost or price equal to cost. So in this situation, the farm is getting normal profit. You may say a break-even point. Okay. Am I audible?
Yes, sir. Sir.
ବୁଝିଲ ତ?
Yes, sir.
এই ସବୁ explanation କରିବ। ଯଦି explanation କରି ଜାଣିବନି ତାହେଲେ ମତେ କହିବ, ମୁଁ ଗୋଟେ ଡାକିଦେବି। ସେଇ ଫର୍ମାଟରେ କିମ୍ବା ପ୍ରାକ୍ଟିସ କରେଇଦେବି ଗୋଟେ ପ୍ରାକ୍ଟିସ କରିଲେ ସବୁ ଗୋଟେ ଷ୍ଟାଇଲରେ ଲେଖିବେ।
हाँ सर गोटे प्रैक्टिस कर दे
ଗୋଟେ ମୁଁ ସେଇ ଗୋଟେ ଆମେ ଏକ୍ସଟ୍ରା କ୍ଲାସ ନବା ଆଫ୍ଟର ଫିନିशिंग ଦି कोर्स जो क्लास में मुझे सिलेक्शन डाकिबी आपण क्वेश्चन मु पढी देछि प्रीवियस क्वेश्चन सो यू हैव टू प्रिपेयर योर क्वेश्चन इन 3 पैटर्न्स
Thank
शॉर्ट
you, sir.
क्वेश्चन 8 नंबर या 12 नंबर या ओके दीस आर लॉन्ग क्वेश्चंस
Thank you, sir.
now the same principle will be applicable okay so this is a case where the farm is incurring losses so where it will get loss if the average cost will be above the price. So now we go to the equilibrium condition. Marginal cost equal to marginal revenue. So equilibrium reached at point E. Now we draw a perpendicular to average revenue curve. Immediately there is no necessity of drawing average cost curve. First you draw the equilibrium point and price. First you determine the output and price. Price is MA and output is OM. If this is the situation, right?
Yes, sir.
Now price is determined as MA. Now in order to know whether at this price the farm is incurring profit or loss, what do we have to do? We have to introduce an average cost curve.
Yes, sir.
If you want to measure profit, then that will be below the price. If it's normal profit, it should be tangent at point A. If you want to draw a loss situation, then you draw the average cost curve above the price. Now extend this. You should not forget this equilibrium point. This is the core. If you forget this equilibrium point, what students are doing, they are doing at this point. Somewhere they are not doing correctly. This is the only line which can measure the profit, loss, output, and price. So now this perpendicular touches the average cost curve at point N. So at point N or at OM output, what is the price? What is the cost? You tell me. Already you discussed two diagrams.
Yes, sir. Forget cost.
MA is the price.
Yes, sir. QM.
Then what is the cost?
OP1.
MN.
OP is the cost or OP1 is the price.
Yes, sir.
Or MA is the price.
Price.
MN is the
Cost. Yes.
So is there any difference between cost and price?
Yes, sir.
Yes. What the difference? NA.
NA, sir.
No, PP1.
Very good. Both are correct. Okay.
Yes.
Anyway, you can say PP1 is the cost. Sorry, the
Loss.
difference between price and cost. So as cost is higher than price, the farm is incurring losses amounting to PP1 AN. Okay.
Okay.
ଗୋଟେ ମିନିଟରେ explanation କହୁଛି. How will do it? First you start. You say OX axis measures output, OY axis measures cost, revenue, and price.
Sir, we should write.
Now you listen. If you want, I can send it by writing. Just listen. You will have
Okay,
an
sir.
idea. Okay. So again, I am starting. OX axis measures output, OY axis measures cost, revenue, and price. Under monopoly, the average revenue curve and marginal revenue curve are downward sloping, and that is shown in the figure as AR and MR respectively.
Yes, sir.
Or you can write AR and MR are the average revenue and marginal revenue curves under monopoly. Simple. Then, as for the equilibrium conditions, marginal cost must cut the marginal revenue curve from below. So equilibrium is reached at point E. That determines price as MA and output as OM. Or price as OP1. Or what you can write? Price as MA equal to OP1. Immediately you can write. So that
Yes,
it will
yes.
be clear.
Yes, yes.
Okay. You have to use your own idea. Then, in order to know the price, sorry, profit or loss, we have to introduce the average cost curve.
Okay.
Now, the perpendicular MA touches the average cost curve at point N. So at point N or OM output, the cost is MN and price is MA. As price is less than average cost by AN, the farm incur losses. And total loss by the farm is the area equal to A P1 PN at OM output. It is. केते लाइन लिखिया पड़ला आपण जहा देखिबे सेया लिखिबे बुझला
Yes, sir.
किछि मन को लेके डायग्राम को देखिबे डायग्राम लिखिबे so once you when you write that OY axis measures cost OX axis measures output there is no necessity of writing the latter diagrams आगु आगु किछि डायग्राम सब किछि लिखिबे आवश्यकता नाही just you have to mention in your diagram that this is cost and revenue or output. Out द्वितीय थोड़ा नहीं. You have to explain the first diagram that OX axis measures output, Y axis measures cost, revenue, and price, and AR, MR revenue cost. Otherwise, it's not necessary to repeat it again. Simply, directly, you will go. The equilibrium reached at point E where MC equal to MR, and that determines price as MR, quantity as OM. At this price and quantity, the farm incur losses or profit or supernormal profit amounting to this. Because average cost is greater than price, less than price, or equal to price. बुझला?
Yes, sir.
मुझे स्पीड रे कहली तुम बुझी बोली स्पीड रे कहली बुझी
आगे
Sir,
you
again.
can get
Again.
sufficient time कौन से असुविधा नहीं थोड़े प्रैक्टिस हे गले हे जो everything depends on how you are preparing for other papers and this paper is different management. Okay, now we'll go to the long run equilibrium. As we have studied long run production function, short run production function, long run cost function, short run cost function. So we have to study the price and output determination as in long run as well as short run. So short run finished. So under long run, the monopoly firms always earn supernormal profit. So if we'll see or if we'll ask a question, is there any resemblance or similarity of this diagram with the previous diagram?
Yes, sir.
marginal
Yes, which one? This is slide number 25,
Yes.
24, 23.
This one.
Sir,
sir, marginal revenue average revenue to downward
सब तो अच्छी से है. You see, downward नहीं
हाँ,
समान. What the difference? You see. एठे लिखा है कौन? LAC long run average cost.
Long run
LMC long run marginal cost. Otherwise shape is same. The shape, the structure is same. Just you see. What is it in SMC? Short run marginal cost, short run average cost. Same thing or different thing? Tell me.
Good, sir. Good, sir.
In place of S, you have to write L. Otherwise, the diagrams are same. No way it is different.
Okay, sir.
Am I right?
Yes, sir.
yes
Yes. Now you check.
Okay.
ତେଣୁ ସେଥିପାଇଁ କହିଲି ଆମେ ମନୋପଲି ପଢିଲେ ମନୋପଲିଷ୍ଟିକ ମଧ୍ୟ ସହଜ ହେଇଯିବ ଆଜି ପଢିଦେବା ସବୁ ସେଥିପାଇଁ ଗୋଟେ ଷ୍ଟାଇଲରେ ପଢି ସବୁ ରହିବ କମ ରହିବ.
Sir, before our before slide रे ଗୋଟେ SAVC ଲେଖା ଅଛି ସେଟା sir
Yes,
କଣ?
yes, you can ask. ପଚାରିବାରେ କିଛି ଅସୁବିଧା. This is short run average variable cost, right?
Okay, sir. Yes, sir.
So we have already this diagram, this concept SAVC. Already just I am showing. We have already introduced in perfect competition. You see, is it visible?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Why
sir.
this ABC is introduced? Because it's short run analysis. In the long run, there is no variable cost. We have already studied. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Now, if you ignore this curve, nobody will deduct mark. But if you introduce this curve, someone say, or the examiner will understand that you have deep understanding of the subject. ବୁଝିପାରିଲ?
Yes,
ନ
sir.
ଲେଖିଲେ ମାର୍କ କଟିବନି. ଲେଖିଲେ ଗୋଟେ ଏକ୍ସାମିନର ଭାବିବ ଯେ ଆପଣଙ୍କ ଅଣ୍ଡରଷ୍ଟାଣ୍ଡିଂ ବେଟର ଅଛି. ଏତିକି ଫରକ. ତେଣୁ କୋଉଠି ଟିକେ ଖରାପ ଯଦି ଲେଖିଥିବ ସେଇଠି ସେ କିଛି ଆଉ ଗୋଟେ ମାର୍କ ଅଧିକା ଦେଇଦବ. ଏକ୍ସାମିନର ଗୋଟେ ଇମ୍ପ୍ରେସନ ମାର୍କିଂ ଥାଏ. This is the impression. So if someone will draw average variable cost in long run, that means the diagram is wrong and the student not able to understand the concept properly. ବୁଝି ନାହିଁ ବୋଲି ସେ କହିବ. So we cannot introduce average variable cost in the long run equilibrium. Now, this diagram is same as your short run
Yes, sir.
and the first diagram. So same principle is applicable. Equilibrium conditions are marginal revenue equal to marginal cost, or you may write long run marginal revenue curve will be equal to marginal cost curve. And in this situation or in the diagram, the firm or the monopolist reaches equilibrium at point
H.
at point E. This is the problem.
E.
The monopolist reaches equilibrium at point E.
E.
ହେଲା ଏଇଟା ଭୁଲ ରହିଲା ଏତେ ପଢିଲା ପରେ ସେଇଠି ଭୁଲ ରହିଲା. ଜଷ୍ଟ ଏ ମିନିଟ୍ ଇଏ ଟିକେ ଆମର ଅପ୍ ଡାଉନ୍ ହଉଛୁ ଏ ଗୋଟେ କ୍ରିଏଟ୍ କରିବ ପ୍ରୋବ୍ଲେମ ବର୍ତ୍ତମାନ. ଓକେ
No, sir. E हबो E हबो. QM OP AR MR.
सर ଗୋଟେ ଗ୍ରାଫ ମନ କରି ପାରିବେନି
ଆଉ ଥରେ କହିଲ ମତେ ଶୁଭିଲାନି.
सर ଗୋଟେ এই ଗ୍ରାଫଟା ସାର୍ ଟିକେ ହ୍ୱାଇଟ ବୋର୍ଡରେ କରନ୍ତୁ.
ହ୍ୱାଇଟ ବୋର୍ଡରେ ହଁ ମୁଁ କରିଦେବି. କୋଉଠି କରିବି ସେଇଟା ଆପଣଙ୍କୁ କେମିତି ଦେଖାଯିବ? ମୁଁ ଯଦି କହିବି ଆପଣ ଗୋଟେ ଡ୍ର କରିଦେବି ଡାଇଗ୍ରାମ.
सर ब्लैंक साइड कर देना.
ब्लैंक साइड रे गोटे मिनिट मत टाइम दबो हमर गोटे मोर प्रॉब्लम हला बतवान माने वोल्टेज फ्लक्चुएटिंग बतवान टेंशन हो रे जस्ट ए मिनिट टिके अपेक्षा करतो ठीक है तो पड़ी बोल
Excuse me.
So one question is there. Explain how price and output determination under a monopolistic market condition. Illustrate your answer graphically. So we have to write both the long term and short term equilibrium. Hello. Hello.
Yeah, just wait. I think there's some problem in sir end. Just
sir
wait.
के वोल्टेज प्रॉब्लम है जी सर से लगी जाई
हाँ ठीक है, wait करନ୍ତୁ please.
ओके am I audible
yes sir
Yes sir, yes sir.
किछि गोटे स्क्रीन रे आसी कि बैटरी इज रनिंग लो नाही आपन को देखा जाउन ताले ठीक अछि so will continue so उठे ड्रॉ करियाली कोछन ड्रॉ करी हबो ना
Sir की गोटे को पचारुथिले एना टिके पूर्व.
हां हां पचारन मते पचारन
So one question is there. Explain how price and output determination under monopolistic market condition. Illustrate your answer graphically.
आपन
we have
को
to-
is
we
it
have to
given as
evaluate-
assignment
Yeah, no. This is a 2019 years questions.
okay
So we
okay
have to
okay
value both short term and long term. Both
yes
are we
yes
have to-
yes so listen the person
Yeah.
who is setting the question may not be from economics background at least a teacher should know how much can be written within 3 hours and there are average students good students and better students okay
Yeah, that is our question.
this
in
is the problem
2019.
this is the problem so if you will wait more आज যদি ক্লাস অধারে বন্ধ হয়ে যায় then again I will take at 10 কিছু অসুবিধা নেই অনলাইনে আমি রাতি 8টা নেই পারে
Sure sir.
okay
हमें
Yes,
कोई
sir,
problem
yes,
नहीं.
problem
हमें
नहीं कारण ମୁଁ ଦେଖୁଛି ମୁଁ ଡିପାର୍ଟମେଣ୍ଟ ପଳେଇ ଆସିଲି କିନ୍ତୁ ଭୋଲ୍ଟେଜ ଅପ୍ ଡାଉନ୍ ଆମର ବାଣୀ ବିହାରରେ ପ୍ରାୟ ବର୍ଷା ଯୋଉ ମଝିରେ ହେଇଥିଲା ତାପରଠୁ ସବୁବେଳେ ଅପ୍ ଡାଉନ୍ ପ୍ରୋବ୍ଲେମ ହଉଛି ଆମକୁ ବି ଘରେ
okay. Sir late
so
कर
what you
late कर
have asked me just let me tell 1 minute what you asked me just I am going to teach monopolistic competition okay just a minute I'll go to directly to monopolistic competition. Is it visible?
Yes sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Perfect competition. Okay, monopolistic competition. So, what is monopolistic competition? We have already discussed perfect competition and monopoly. And monopolistic competition is a combination of perfect competition and monopoly. So it combines both the features. For example, it consists of large number of buyers and sellers. It consists of large number of buyers and sellers. And the number is less than perfect competition and more than monopoly. For example, if we come to the number of buyers, buyers are less than perfect competition, whereas just a minute. Okay, so buyers are less than perfect competition and sellers are more than monopoly, because under monopoly there is only one seller. And what is the major features of these monopolistic competition? There is product differentiation. Okay, are you getting my point?
Yes sir.
Product differentiation. You just come to your perfect competition, homogeneous product. Under monopoly, there is no close substitutes. That is very, very important. No close substitute. That is single product, single variety. But when you come to monopolistic competition, there is product differentiation. That means products are almost substitutes, close substitutes, not perfect substitutes, close substitutes. So, for example, we can say close up Colgate. Mobile brands, Samsung, Nokia like this, having same features. So today's market is monopolistic competition, not monopoly or perfect competition. Am I right?
Yes.
And there is free entry and free exit. Downward sloping demand curve, because what does it mean? It is like your monopoly market. And there is selling cost and non-price competition. This is very interesting. Selling cost. So in perfect competition, there is no transportation costs. But here there is selling cost. That means advertisement, your packaging, design, that will attract the customers to control the market. Non-price competition means you are not reducing price. You are giving some free things, free. Or if you purchase 100 grams, you get 10 grams free.
Yes.
Or if you are purchasing a soap, you can get a pen free. For example, I am saying. Okay. This is called monopolistic competition. Are you getting the point?
Yes, sir.
Are you getting the concept? So today's market is monopolistic competition. Neither a monopoly, there is no single seller, and there is no perfect competition where there is uniform price, same quantity, quality. Okay. So today's market is monopolistic competition. And tomorrow the question poduchi, sometimes he asks what are the features of monopolistic competition. Okay. Last the question I got, that's not right. Like very important. So long question are set in short question under the heading of short question. So we'll discuss all the questions in future. So these are the basic features of monopolistic competition. Now, is it visible clearly?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes. Oh, I am unable to say the. Just a minute. Just a minute. So when I did the copy paste work, just instead of copying the short run, I copied the long run. Okay. So the analysis is same. Is it visible?
Yes, sir.
Yes, yes.
Okay. So under monopolistic equilibrium, we can study the equilibrium condition in short run as well as in the long run.
Long run.
And under monopoly market, in the short run, the firm is incurring profit, loss as well as normal profit.
Normal.
But under monopolistic competition, the firm earns supernormal profit in the short run and normal profit in the long run. Okay. And same equilibrium conditions are applicable for monopolistic competition. And the monopolistic equilibrium is same as monopoly market. Bujhele na bujhele?
Thank you, sir.
Though the monopolistic competitive market carries some of the features of perfect competition, but it resembles the price and output determination of monopoly market. So if you wrongly write the diagrams of monopoly market on the headings of monopolistic competitive firm, your answer will be 100% correct. Bujhele na bujhele?
Oh, sir.
କୁହନ୍ତୁ ମତେ ଆପଣ ମାନେ ବୁଝି ପାରିଲେ ନା ବୁଝି ପାରିଲେନି?
ବୁଝିଗଲା sir.
Yes or no?
Yes.
sir.
Yes, ମତେ ଟିକେ ସୁବିଲାନି, ମୁଁ ସେଟା ରିପିଟ୍ କଲି.
Right.
So now we'll go one by one. Short run equilibrium, long run equilibrium. The diagram which is seen, though it is in long run, it is actually short run equilibrium. ମୁଁ correction କରିଦିଏ, ନହେଲେ ଆପଣଙ୍କୁ ପୁଣି ଅସୁବିଧା ହବ. But we can directly go to this diagram. This one we can use.
Sir, it's the short run.
So this can be used for monopolistic equilibrium. So what we find here, the same equilibrium conditions are applicable for monopolistic competitive market. The equilibrium conditions are marginal revenue equal to marginal cost. Okay, and the equilibrium reached at point E, where the marginal cost curve costs the marginal revenue curve, and that determines price as Q1C or OA. Okay,
Yes, sir.
and output as OQ1.
OQ1.
OQ1. Okay, so
Yes.
at OQ1 output, the price is OA or Q1C, and cost is Q1B or OB.
OB, yes.
So the firm earns a supernormal profit at OQ1 output. Okay, this is the case of short run.
Yes,
And
sir.
we know during short run, there is no entry or exit. But after lured by the profit of the other firms or by a firm, the other industries or other firms can enter into the market. And there is free entry and free exit, and there are large number of firms. যদি গোটিଏ ফার্ম suppose প্রথমে Colgate introduce ହେଲା, Colgate যদি profit কলা କିଛି ଦିନ ପରେ in the long run, 2 ମାସ 5 ମାସ 6 ମାସ ପରେ Pepsodent କଣ କରିବ? They will enter into the market and they will produce the toothpaste. Now, if this will happen, what will happen to the profit prospect of the Colgate firm?
Decrease, sir.
It would decrease, sir.
Decrease.
Decrease, yes.
How long it will decrease?
Another substitute came to the market.
Yes. So just check. See, this one. What will happen in the long run? Is it visible?
Yes, sir.
Yes. What will happen? Here, is there any profit? The same equilibrium conditions are applicable where marginal cost equal to marginal revenue, and that is reached at point
I think the first one.
E. You can say it right here. E. Okay. Now you tell me. So, how much output determined? We can say OQ1 output. At equilibrium point E, the firm or the monopolistic competitive firm will produce OQ1 output, and price is Q1T. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Or price is OP1. At Q1T price, how much profit will be earned by the producer or the seller? In order to know the profit or loss, we have to introduce the average cost curve. Now at OQ1 output,
Sir,
what is total cost, what is the price?
sir, वो शायद मिसिंग होची एथरे.
कौन मिसिंग अछि?
वो ओपी जो ओटा प्राइस जो वो
पॉइंट सर, वो पॉइंट मिस.
वो पॉइंट मिसिंग
इसेले किछ नै हमें सेटा पढि देबा, वो किछ असुविधा नै.
ओके.
हमें त हाथ रे डायग्राम को कंप्यूटर टिपा टिपी करी
नहीं ये बुझिया नहीं सर, आप कुछ नहीं सेटा बुझिया नहीं.
किछ नै. So what is the profit? We can say here price equal to cost. होना नहीं? Price equal to Q1T and cost is Q1T. So price equal to cost. So in the long run, the monopolistic firm earns a normal profit. ହେଲା? देखो लेखा है normal profit. तो जो क्वेश्चन पचरा हेतला रे बुझेला?
हां सर.
कथाला हमको एक्सप्लेनेशन दरकार. हमको लेक्चर स्टाइल दरकार. केवल डिफरेंस कोन लाइट नॉर्मल प्रॉफिट पाउची मोनोपोलिस्टिक कंपटीशन लॉन्ग रन, बट अंडर मोनोपोली द फार्म इनकरिंग लॉसेस प्रॉफिट एज वेल एज सुपरनॉर्मल प्रॉफिट सब होची मोनोपोली. बट इन लॉन्ग रन द मोनोपोलिस्टिक कंपटीटिव फार्म अर्न्स ओनली नॉर्मल प्रॉफिट. ओके. देन आ गुड थिबा हमरो This one. Is it visible?
Yes, sir.
Sir.
Yes. ମୁଁ ଭାବୁଛି maximum 5 ମିନିଟ୍ ପଢେଇ ପାରିବି ତାପରେ ଯଦି ଭୋଲ୍ଟେଜ ଠିକ ରହିଲା ତାହେଲେ I will continue, otherwise next class ଆମେ ଅଧଘଣ୍ଟା ଅଧିକା ପଢିବା ହେଲା
Okay, sir. Yes, sir.
okay. So now we'll discuss the distinction between perfect competition and monopoly. In this diagram, in a single diagram, we are showing the equilibrium condition or price and output determination of a monopoly firm as well as a perfectly competitive firm. Okay, so as the figure shows, you see AR-MR is horizontal straight line. That happens in which market?
It's a perfect competition market.
Very good, perfect competition. Now we are drawing also average revenue and marginal revenue curve, which are sloping downward. That happens in which market?
Monopoly.
Monopoly or monopoly market.
Yes, sir.
Now the equilibrium conditions are same for perfect competition as well as monopoly. We are drawing only one marginal cost curve and one average cost curve. Now as per the equilibrium conditions, marginal revenue curve should be equal to marginal cost curve, or marginal cost curve should cut the marginal revenue curve at point M.
Yeah.
If this is the situation, at what point the monopoly reaches equilibrium and at what point the perfect competitive firm is reaching equilibrium? मतलब खाली equilibrium point कहबे, that is very, very important for us.
M1 perfect competition पे sir.
M
One,
की equilibrium पहुंची, who is reaching equilibrium at point M?
perfect competition.
No,
No, monopoly, sir.
monopoly.
Yes,
You
sir.
just you think, nothing to hurry.
Sir, M1 टा perfect competition हो sir.
M1 ला perfect competition. You
ये
just
M
see.
टा होचे monopoly sir.
Yes, just a minute. This is the marginal cost curve. This marginal cost curve cuts two curves. Your marginal revenue curve at point M and this average revenue, which is marginal revenue curve at point M1. This point, not this one. This one. So to one lekha task dekha this. So perfect competitive firm reaches equilibrium at point M1, whereas monopoly firm reaches equilibrium at point M.
Yes.
Now, if this is the case, what the price prevailing in the monopoly market?
Sir, OP sir, price.
OP1.
OP.
OP price.
Okay, just a minute.
Cost होगा OP1.
OP1 होगा sir.
Cost
Yes.
OP1, price OP होगा sir.
Okay, so okay, now you tell me. So the monopoly reaches equilibrium at point M and it determines price as ON. So ON is the monopoly output. And what is the monopoly price?
Sir, OP sir, OP price.
OP or
or EN.
Yes, sir.
EN. Very good.
EN.
EN.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
EN. Now, at what point perfect competitive firm reaches equilibrium?
OP1.
Reaches equilibrium.
Equilibrium.
M1.
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 One,
Very
sir.
good.
M1. Yes, sir.
So what is the price?
OP1.
Price is already determined by industry. Sound the sound is coming.
Bhagyasri Swai.
Okay.
ବାହାରେ ଗୋଟେ
Sorry,
ଅଛି
ସେଟା
ଯେ
5 ମିନିଟ୍ ଲସ୍ ହବା ଯେ ମୁଁ ଜାଣିଛି ଚେଷ୍ଟା କରୁଛି ମୁଁ କୌଣସି ପ୍ରକାର ଚଲେଇଛି so the perfect competitive firm reaches equilibrium at point M1 that determines price as OP1. So you tell me, is OP1 price টা কিয়ে determine করেছে? The firm or the industry already decided?
It already decided, sir.
Cost
Already decided. That's why you have the horizontal straight line AR MR. I mean first class report. Okay. So now if you compare the price of monopoly firm and perfectly competitive firm, which one is greater? In which market price is higher?
Monopoly.
Monopoly.
Very good. Now you
Monopoly.
compare the
Perfect.
output. You are correct. Now you compare the output.
Output
Competitive
is
market.
Sir,
ON.
output perfect competition ର basis ଅଛି
Basi.
ହଁ sir
Monopoly re
monopoly ର କମ O1
କମ
ହଉଛି monopoly ର sir
ON.
Yes,
ON1 ହଉଛି perfect competition
very good. ଏତିକି ହେଲା ପାଠ ଦେଖନ୍ତୁ ସେଇ ଡାଇଗ୍ରାମ କୁ ଆମେ କେତେଥର ପଢିଲେ ଜଷ୍ଟ ଟୁ ରିଭ୍ୟୁ again and again ହେଲା
Yes, sir.
ତେଣୁ ପରୀକ୍ଷାରେ
Yes,
କିଛି
sir.
କେହି ଖରାପ କରିବନି I think you will do better. Okay,
Sir, ଲେଖିବାଟା ବି important sir.
ଲେଖିବାଟା most important ଖାଲି important ନୁହଁ even if your understanding is very good. So
Sir,
ସେଥିପାଇଁ
writing ଟା ଆପଣ help କରିବେ ସେଠି।
କୋଉଥିରେ
Writing କେମିତି କଣ କରିବୁ?
ରାଇଟିଂ ମୁଁ ଆଜି ତ ପଠେଇଛି ଖାଲି ପାୱାର ପଏଣ୍ଟ ଗୁଡା ପଠେଇଛି ମ୍ୟାଡାମ କୁ ଆଜି ଯଦି ରାତିରେ ଟିକେ ସୁବିଧା ହେଲା ମୁଁ ୱାର୍ଡ ଫାଇଲ ପଠେଇଦେବି ପୁରା ନୋଟ ସିଷ୍ଟମରେ ଅଛି
Sir, sir, ହଁ sir, sir.
ହଁ
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
ମୁଁ ପଠେଇଦେବି ୱାର୍ଡ ଫାଇଲ ଆଉ କିଛି କିଛି ନୋଟ ନ ହେଇପାରେ ମୁଁ ଲିଙ୍କ ଦେବି ଲିଙ୍କ
ଆଜ୍ଞା।
ଦେଲେ ଆପଣ
Sir.
ନିଜେ ସବୁ ଯାକ ମ୍ୟାଟେରିଆଲ୍ସ ନେଟରେ ଆଭେଲେବଲ ମୁଁ
ଆଜ୍ଞା
ପଠେଇଦେବି ସବୁ ଯାକ, କିଛି ଅସୁବିଧା ନାହିଁ। ହେଲା
Sir, sir,
Okay.
thank you sir.
ମୁଁ ନେକ୍ସଟ କ୍ଲାସକୁ କାଲି ତ ନାହିଁ ଯଦି ଯୋଉ କ୍ଲାସ ହବ ଆମର ଫର୍ମାଲ କ୍ଲାସ ସରିଲେ ମୁଁ ଲିଙ୍କ ପଠେଇବି ଯାହାକୁ ଜଣକୁ ନମ୍ବର ଅଛି କିଏ ପଠେଇଥିଲି ମେସେଜ
Sir, ଦୀପକ sir ଙ୍କୁ ଦେଲେ ଯେତିକି sir ହେଇଛି ପଠେଇଦେଲେ ବି
ମୁଁ
ଆମକୁ
ପଠେଇ ସାରିଲିଣି ପରା ପାୱାର ପଏଣ୍ଟ ପଠେଇ ଦେଇଛି ସବୁ
ଆଜି ଆଜି
ନାଇଁ sir,
ପଠେଇଥିଲି
ଯୋଉ
ତ?
writing part ଟା
ରାଇଟିଂ ଟା ଆଜି ଆଜି ଚେଷ୍ଟା
କରୁଛି।
କରୁଛି ମୁଁ ଆଜି ଚେଷ୍ଟା କରୁଛି ରଶ୍ମି ମ୍ୟାଡାମ କିମ୍ବା ଦୀପକଙ୍କର ଅଛି ମୋ ପାଖରେ ନମ୍ବର ତାର ଅଛି ହେଲା
सर
କି?
दीपक को पठेदे सब बेस्ट हबो
ହଁ ହଁ ତାଙ୍କୁ ମୁଁ ପଠେଇଦେବି ତାଙ୍କ
जो
ନମ୍ବର
ऑफिसर पिला पठेदे सब पिला पाइबे सर
ଠିକ ଓକେ
Sir, ଆମର first ME ଅଛି ତ
କେବେ ପରୀକ୍ଷା
24
24 ଜୁଲାଇ sir, first ME।
24 ଆକ୍ଚୁଆଲି ପାଠ ଏତିକି ଅଛି 24 ବହୁତ
24
ଶୀଘ୍ର ପଳେଇ ଆସିବ ଆପଣଙ୍କୁ
ହଁ।
ପାଠ
सर
ସରିନଥିବ
एग्जाम
ଆପଣଙ୍କୁ
दिन सर एग्जाम दिन आसबे आपण
ନାଇଁ ଯିବି ଓକେ ଯାହା ପରୀକ୍ଷା
ଚାଲିଛି ଏଇଟା।
ଯାହା ପାଠ ପଚାରିଲା ପରୀକ୍ଷା ପୂର୍ବରୁ ପଚାରେ ମୁଁ ଯେତେ ଅନଲାଇନ କ୍ଲାସ କରିବି ମୁଁ ନେଇଯିବି କିଛି ଅସୁବିଧା
ହଁ ଟିକେ ଖାତା ଦେଖି
ଓକେ ଠିକ ଅଛି
ओके
ଥ୍ୟାଙ୍କ ୟୁ
ନାଇଁ
ଆମେ
ନାଇଁ
6-7
ସାର୍
ମିନିଟ୍ ଆଗକୁ
ଆପଣ
ଚାଲିବା
ପ୍ରିଭିୟସ ଇୟର ଯୋଉ କ୍ୱେଶ୍ଚିନ୍
ସେଇ ଅନୁସାରେ ମୁଁ ପ୍ରିପାରେସନ କରିଦଉଛି କିଛି ସିଲେକ୍ସନ ହେଲା ସିଲେକ୍ସନ କରିଦଉଛି
एग्जाम
ହଁ
एग्जाम
ହେଇଯିବ
पेपर
ସାର୍
आपण
ଆପଣ ସେଇଟା ଟିକେ ବୁଝେଇଦେବେ ହେଇଯିବ।
ହଁ ଠିକ ଅଛି ହବ
सर एग्जाम पेपर आपण देखिबे
ନାଇଁ ନାଇଁ ପାଠ ପଢିବା ଲୋକ ଆମେ ଦେଖିବୁ
ଆଜ୍ଞା
ଓକେ
Sir, हमको ଟିକେ selective question दे देवे
ହଁ
sir.
ସିଲେକ୍ସନ କ୍ୱେଶ୍ଚିନ୍ ଦେଇଦେବି ପ୍ରିଭିୟସ୍ କ୍ୱେଶ୍ଚିନ୍ ଦେଖି ମୁଁ ସିଲେକ୍ସନ କରିଦେବି ହେଲା ଯାହା ମ୍ୟାଟର ଅଛି କାଲି ସୁଦ୍ଧା ତମେ ପାଇବ ଅଲ୍
ଆଜ୍ଞା sir, thank you sir.
ଠିକ ଅଛି ଓକେ ଥ୍ୟାଙ୍କ ୟୁ
ନାଇଁ ଠିକ ଅଛି ସାର୍ ଆପଣ ବୁଝୁଛନ୍ତି ଠିକ ସେ ସାର୍ ବୁଝି ହଉଛି କିଛି ଅସୁବିଧା
ନାଇଁ
ନାହିଁ
ବୁଝିବା ଦରକାର
ଟିକେ ଖାଲି
ଆକ୍ଚୁଆଲି
ଗାଇଡ
ପାଠଟା ସେୟା
କରିଦେବେ କେମିତି କୋଉ ଟାଇପ
ହଁ ମୁଁ ଗାଇଡ୍ କରିଦେବି କିଛି ଅସୁବିଧା ନାହିଁ
ହଁ ସେ ଡାଇଗ୍ରାମ ଟା ମେନ୍ ଡାଇଗ୍ରାମ ଟା ବୁଝିଗଲେ ଦେନ୍ ୟୁ କ୍ୟାନ୍
ଡାଇଗ୍ରାମ ଆମେ କାଟିବା ନେକ୍ସଟ କ୍ଲାସରେ ମୁଁ ଚେଷ୍ଟା କରୁଛି ନେକ୍ସଟ କ୍ଲାସ ନାହିଁ ସରିଯାଉ ଆଉ ଦିଟା କ୍ଲାସ ସରିଯିବ ଓଭରଅଲ
ଆଜ୍ଞା।
କୋର୍ସଟା ସରିଲା ପରେ
ଠିକ ଅଛି
ଆମେ ଯୋଉ ଡାଇଗ୍ରାମ ଚାହିଁବା ସେଇଠି ଗୋଟେ ଘଣ୍ଟା ଖାଲି ଡାଇଗ୍ରାମ କାଟି ଚାଲିବା
ସାର୍ ଆପଣ ଚାଲ
ଠିକ ଅଛି
ହେଲା
ସାର୍ ଗୋଟେ ରିକ୍ୱେଷ୍ଟ ଯୋଉ ଆମର କୋଶ୍ଚିନ୍ ଆସୁଛି ଖାଲି ଡାଇଗ୍ରାମ ଷ୍ଟାର୍ଟିଂ ରୁ ଆପଣ କରିକି ରଖିଛନ୍ତି କିନ୍ତୁ ଆମ ସାମ୍ନାରେ ପ୍ରାକ୍ଟିକାଲ ହିଁ ବନେଇବେ ଏଇଟା
Yes,
ପ୍ରଥମ
yes, yes.
କରିବ
ସେଇଟା actually ପାଠ।
ସେକେଣ୍ଡ ଏଇଟାକୁ ଫୋକସ କରିବ ଥାର୍ଡ ଏଇଟାକୁ ଫୋକସ
ହଁ
କରିବ ଫୋର୍ଥ
ସେଇଟା ମୁଁ ଡାଇଗ୍ରାମଟା ଆପଣ ଏଇଠି କମ୍ପ୍ୟୁଟର ଦେଖେଇଦେବି
ହଁ sir,
କାହିଁକି ନା
ସେଇଟା ଟିକେ ବେଶୀ
କିଛି ଗୋଟେ
understanding clear
କାହିଁକି ନା
ଥାଏ।
ସାର୍
ସେଇଟା
କିଛି ଗୋଟା ତ
ଦରକାର
କମନ
ନା,
ରହୁଛି
online ରେ
ସବୁଥିରେ
ନୁହଁ।
କିଛି ଗୋଟା ତ କମନ ରହୁଛି ସବୁଥିରେ ଡାଇଗ୍ରାମ ରାଇଟ୍
ଏଇଗୁଡାକ ପରଫେକ୍ଟ
ହଁ।
କମ୍ପିଟିସନ ମନୋପଲି
ହଁ।
ସବୁ ସମାନ
ତ
ତାପରେ
ସେଇଟା
ପ୍ରୋଡକ୍ସନ
ସାର୍
ଗୋଟେ
ଆପଣ
ଷ୍ଟାଇଲ
ଷ୍ଟାର୍ଟିଂ ରୁ ଇନଷ୍ଟେଡ ଅଫ ଏଇଟା ଯୋଉ ବନେଇଛନ୍ତି ଷ୍ଟାର୍ଟିଂ ରୁ ଏଇଟା ଲଗେଇବ ସେଇଟା କରିବ ସେମିତି କଲେ ଆମକୁ ଟିକେ ଇଜି ହବ ଟିକେ ସାର୍
ହଁ ହଁ କିଛି ଅସୁବିଧା ନାହିଁ ଆଇ ୱିଲ୍ ଡୁ ଦ୍ୟାଟ
ଓକେ ସାର୍
ଓକେ
ଓକେ
Okay.
Thank you. Good night.
ଓକେ
ଓକେ ସାର୍ ଗୁଡ୍ ନାଇଟ୍ ସାର୍
ହଁ
Good night, sir. Thank you, sir.
ଥ୍ୟାଙ୍କ ୟୁ
Thank you sir, good night sir.
ଥ୍ୟାଙ୍କ ୟୁ
गुड नाइट सर गुड नाइट
ଗୁଡ୍ ନାଇଟ୍ ଗୁଡ୍ ନାଇଟ୍
ଥ୍ୟାଙ୍କ ୟୁ ସାର୍ ଗୁଡ୍ ନାଇଟ୍